Today an unboxing of the Pulsar X2H Esports Edition, size number 2. We're gonna do an unboxing and a first impression of this mouse, but I will not go into full detail of this mouse. I will do later in another video. This is basically more a first impression. So this is the front of the box. You see the mouse, how it looks like. So it's a black mouse. There's only a black model from this series. It's 8K polling rate on wired and 4K polling rate on wireless. So yeah, immediately when you open the box you see the mouse. So you have it in your hands. And yeah, this is the first sight seeing of the mouse. So it's black, 2 buttons on side, 2 primary buttons and a middle click and of course the scroll wheel itself. Then you have 3 Teflons, 1 around sensor, 1 bigger on the front and 1 rounded on the bottom. Here you have the OLED display and 2 buttons to probably one to set it off on the left and 1 to customize. What else is in the box? Let me see. Pull out this is plastic one and then we have... What else do we have? So a receiver of the mouse, it's 4K wireless. So you plug it in the cable and probably here will be the cable inside the box, I would think. Yeah, hey. So what else? A ultra floppy cable to do it wired on 8kHz polling rate or to charge up your mouse, and you can of course customize to 4K, 1000 wired and so on probably. The dongle, the 4K dongle, if you want wireless you can do 4K at maximum. And what else is in the box? A esports. So we have a sticker of Pulsar, looking great. So if you want to put it on your case or something from your computer. A manual and a warranty card, how to do all kind of things to set it up. Normally quite easy. And another Pulsar card. If you collect these, you can collect them. I've already got one from another mouse. The Pulsar X2H edition. And it's not the X2H, so not with a higher model, but the X2. Now we have the mouse in our hands. My lighting of my cameras is not so great in my room right now. It's quite dark outside, but yeah, so the model's black. Here you have some red marker. I don't think you can peel it off. I don't think so. It's the design to break the color black a little bit. And then 2 buttons on side, 2 primary and a scroll wheel and a middle click. So yeah, how is the first time holding it into my hands? How is it? I use claw grip and immediately feel I can hold the mouse very well. I have 21 centimeter long hands. And yeah, it feels very nice for claw grip, I must say. I have here of course the X2H edition, so this mouse is not as high as the other one, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, this one is slightly more narrow than the original X2. I never got the X2H, so this is my first time for an X2H, but I like a little bit more height, so I can claw grip easier to put my hand on it. And yeah, also the buttons feel way more different than the X2. Let me first feel, of course, the mouse of the X2H. A little bit hard click, but a little bit more separation from the buttons than the previous model, I believe. Oh no, it seems identical, but it feels... Yeah, in my opinion, it feels way more pleasant to click on. Maybe it's me, because these are optical, and I think these are the blue pink dot switches. But yeah, the clicks so far are a little bit harder to click, but very pleasant to click actually, and that's very nice. So the side buttons, very responsive, not much post and pre-travel, very fast triggers on the sides, so that feels very nice. The other one, that's of course the same. When I'm holding it in the claw grip, can I reach both side buttons on the sides easy? Without repositioning my hand, I can both easy access to the side buttons. That's really what I like, because I used them in Dota, a MOBA game. And of course here we have the scroll wheel. This one is metallic. This is the first time scrolling. Oh yeah, feels a little bit more rough to your finger. It's not cold or anything to touch. So yeah, this is my first impression. Of course I didn't play with it yet, but the steps are very good pronounced. Very well. And the middle click of the button is as hard to click as the X2 actually, only it's a little bit of metal. And yeah, it feels really great in my opinion. I only scrolling when I need to scroll, of course. It feels really well built. And how's the build quality of the mouse? Because this mouse, the X2, has squeaking over here. If you're playing and you're moving, you hear squeaks over here and a little bit on this side where I'm moving my finger. On those two spots I have some squeaking. This mouse, does it have some squeaking? That was the button I misclicked. No, it feels more solid. And maybe this copy was not a great copy, but it feels rock solid. Underneath the buttons, how's the build quality? Maybe a little bit harder to press harder. No, it feels rock solid. Of course, this one is a little bit more weight because of the OLED, the scroll wheel and some fancy stuff. But I don't mind. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's 64 grams or 63. And this is around 58 or 54 or something. So I don't mind a little bit more weight. It feels rock solid though. And I like more solid mouse than a squeaky mouse that's with less weight. I prefer a little bit more weight if it's then more rock solid. So that's nice. And yeah, 3 skates. This is the bottom. OLED. I will do in another video, I will do of course more detailed information about the OLED screen and plug it in and testing some games on my channel of course. Here you can put it on, the put on switch, profile swapping. Oh, here's another button actually, so you have 2 buttons and an on and off switch. How is it holding? This feels a little bit too low for me, too low profile, slightly. And the only 2 millimeters of increasement in height, it feels way more claw grip friendly in my opinion. It's really perfect for me so far. The clicks as an now sounding. Little bit harder to click, middle click. If I'm not mistaken, feels more rubberized on the X2H esports than on the X2. X2 is very smooth. If I'm not mistaken, this is my first impression and this feels more rubber, like a Zoe mouse, BenQ mouse. So far, my first impression is really good, guys. Really, really good, I must say. Check my channel in the future. I will make more videos and review, maybe testing some games with it, play some live streams on Twitch. Join my Twitch channel if you want to see more about this mouse. I probably will talk more about the mouse. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you liked this video. Consider a follow and otherwise I see you guys in the future. Bye bye guys. Bye bye.